So I know this video is going to put a few noses out of joint. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, then onto Call of Duty Ghost, and onto Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Now, you're all going to have different opinions of all of those titles on the screen, but the unpopular opinion in this particular video is I believe Infinity Ward are the best Call of Duty developers after looking at all of the Call of Duties we've had over the years. So from moving from Black Ops 4 right back to Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, I have my reasonings as to why I believe they are the best developer. Now, I know this video is definitely going to make some people feel sick to the stomach, and people are going to disagree with me. Now, I've never had any objections to people disagreeing with me, but I would like to know, in an amicable way, why you disagree with me. Drop it down in the comment section if you do. If you feel like you dislike my opinion, hit the dislike button. That is what it's there for. This video isn't about me trying to go on the side of caution, err on the side of caution, and say something that is popular with everyone. That's not what I do on my channel. Now let me explain my reasons game by game why I believe they are the best developer. Now, it's no secret to any of you who are real Call of Duty fans, Infinity Ward are pretty much responsible for the Call of Duty multiplayer that we know and love. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, sorry about this, there's the two titles and I have to differentiate between the two now because we now have Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare and Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but that's another topic altogether. This score streak blueprint that you know and love, this fast twitch gameplay, it was made very popular by that version of Modern Warfare. You had the score streaks, so you had the 3 score streaks, UAV, the airstrike, and then the helicopter, and you had an array of guns, your grenades, and it was just a cult classic from the moment that it hit the shelves, and it set precedence for this franchise to be the giant juggernaut that it actually is now. So we know it was moved over to Treyarch, and it was Treyarch's turn, and they made World at War, which was a very solid entry for Call of Duty. But this video is about Infinity Ward and why I believe they're the best. So moving on, after that we got the likes of Modern Warfare 2. Now this game will probably go down in most people's opinion as the best Call of Duty of all times. Now me personally, and this is just my opinion again, which is a bit of a weird one on the basis of the topic of the video, my actual favourite Call of Duty of all times is Black Ops. However, Modern Warfare 2 is very, very close. Very, very close. It is actually the first Call of Duty that I played. I have gone back to the old ones to obviously understand what the hype was about. It will never be as much hype as the game being out, but I have played them to get my head around how they play, what they're like, and you know, just the game itself, getting involved in it. But Modern Warfare 2 is just, I think about so many good memories when I hear that title. I think about so many nights and so many hours invested on that game where I was fully addicted. And I will not lie, I couldn't come off that game some nights. Literally getting from work, I can't believe I never saw that guy in the corner after all these years of getting this footage. Literally getting from work, get your clothes off, have a shower, on the game for the rest of the night. It had the most epic score streaks, kill streaks I'm going to say, kill streaks, because that's what they were back then. The Pavlo, the AC-130, the Chopper Gunner, the Predator missile. For the 5 kills that you had to get for it, it was just insane. The Harriers, the guns on the game were epic. The AA-12 shotguns, the secondaries were just as good, but they was placed in a secondary section. The maps, absolutely brilliant. Favela. We can go on for days about Modern Warfare 2. We can do a whole video about it, but for those of you who were lucky enough to play that game in its prime, you will know exactly why I'm so passionate about what I'm saying now. So then we moved on to Black Ops 1, which I would consider one of the best Call of Duties of all time, also one of my favorite Call of Duties also. But again, this is about Infinity Ward. So we moved on to the Modern Warfare, the one Modern Warfare where I've probably put the most hours in. Modern Warfare 3, I think I had 50 days played on this game, and although a lot of people will say that they don't believe it was as good as Modern Warfare 2, which they may have a point there, I still think this is one of the best Call of Duties I've ever played. Now, it flew out of the box office, it flew out of the stores and released. In fact, I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's one of the most successful Call of Duties in terms of sales ever. Now, I loved it, so much so that when Black Ops 2 came out, I really loved the game until the introduction of skill-based matchmaking was just so apparent. I actually went back to Modern Warfare 3 for about 4 months. So that's why I've got 50 days played on the game. I absolutely loved it and thought it was a groundbreaking game. And then if we get something near to that with this new Modern Warfare, where it's kind of an amalgamation of the other Modern Warfare games, then we are definitely in for a treat, in my opinion. So we've already mentioned Black Ops 2 came out, and it was a very, very good game once it got into the cycle and they kind of toned down the skill-based matchmaking. I started to enjoy it again. So after that, we had Call of Duty Ghosts, and this is where people started to branch off. People's opinions started to change of Infinity Ward. Now, there's a reason why I'm doing this video, and these are the real reasons. We know what the classics are straight away, but there are some games that have been introduced that probably weren't as good, and people's opinion changed over them. But looking back, why did my opinion change of Call of Duty Ghosts? Now, I thought it was a good game in terms of the mechanics, in terms of the time to kill. I think Infinity Ward have the best netcoding out of any developer in Call of Duty. I just really feel like the hit detection is spot on. Now, people complain that Ghosts was a bit too quick. I genuinely feel like it was perfect. Now, there was some objections to the maps and the score streaks in that game, but gun-on-gun gameplay, I think it was really great. The reason I understand to this day why I don't feel that game was as complete as it could be, we have to remember Infinity Ward had just broken up as a studio. Zampella and West had disappeared. They had half a game. That's why Sledgehammer came and helped with the likes of Modern Warfare 3. They had an involvement, but the grounds and the foundations of that game were done by Infinity Ward. They also was the first studio to encounter the likes of the transition from PlayStation 4 and Xbox 360 over to the new gen consoles. So they had a lot on their plate, and when you think about that, that is actually quite a success story if you think about the actual game that come out. Some people absolutely love Ghost, especially the pros. Some people absolutely hate it. In terms of playability, I really enjoyed the game. Gun-on-gun wise, which is predominantly what this game is about, it was brilliant. I just thought that the score streaks themselves were a bit lackluster, and it's no secret after the likes of Ghosts that we received Advanced Warfare, which just to me made Ghosts look even better. I personally believe that Advanced Warfare is the worst Call of Duty I've ever played. Some people adore it. We're all different. We're never going to share the same opinion. That's what makes us individuals. That's what makes us unique. But after playing Advanced Warfare, I had even more respect for Call of Duty Ghost. Speaking of Advanced Warfare, we went on to the bunny hop generation of Call of Duty. 3 installments: Advanced Warfare, supply drop system, absolute trash, pay to win. Black Ops 3, very, very solid title. Supply drop system left a lot of people disgruntled, including me. There was just guns that I always wanted, I could never get, and I'm not even gonna disclose how much money I had to spend to get them. Now, the last version of the Bunny Hop series was the game that never had a chance before it was even released. And even I was critical of this game, but when I look back, I know it was unfair. I done a podcast with Get Flanked as to the problems Call of Duty and Infinite Warfare had. But looking back now, those criticisms were probably unfair for a number of reasons. One, pretty much all of us, disliked the video and jumped on the bandwagon when they revealed the trailer because we were so sick of boosting. We wanted boots on the ground, we didn't get it. That left us a bit salty. The community was left a bit salty. But looking at these games in a fair manner, if we compare all developers' advanced movement games, I believe that Infinite Warfare was the best version. I'm sorry. It played like butter. The net coding was absolutely superior compared to the others. A lot of hit markers in Black Ops 3, even though I love the game, a lot of hit markers. And that's the most frustrating part of Call of Duty for me, is when you land shots and they don't register. I think that's everyone's pet hate. So Infinity Ward absolutely smashed it like that. Looking at the game from an aesthetic point of view, it looked alright. It was quite colourful. The palette was good. The guns were brilliant. The variants were really, really good because there was nothing specifically overpowered. There was more niche weapons, and in that manner, certain people would play with them better than others because of the type of weapon it was, not because it was just sheerly dominant like the RIP or the Bow Obsidian in Advanced Warfare. It just played really well. I've got my most nuclears on that game. I had quite a lot of time in it, and when I looked back at my account, I was actually Prestige Master nearly twice over the game's life cycle. So I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't come on a mic and admit that I actually really enjoyed that game. The supply drop system was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. If you wanted a gun, you could grind for it. If you wanted to pay for it, you could pay for it. In fact, it set the precedence for all Call of Duties after that. And Modern Warfare Remastered was also released with this game just to kind of compensate, because Activision knew what had happened. They knew they predicted the future and they predicted it wrong. Hence they gave a remastered version of a boots on the ground. So they gave you two options there. They gave you two options. I think it was a really good idea and a really good play by Activision and Infinity Ward. So we moved on from there, and we had the likes of World War II, which I detested. I hated the division system. I know a lot of people are going to say to me, but they changed it. But the very fact that they had to change a Call of Duty totally halfway through its life cycle shows how bad a game it was, in my opinion. Enough said on that. You can argue with me about it all day. I'm going to stick to my guns. That's why I stopped playing the game. I shouldn't have to pay the money that I paid for you to redevelop the game halfway through its life cycle. It should have come out of the box like that. And then we went on to Black Ops 4, which is probably the most frustrating Call of Duty I've played in my life. They tried to change the DNA of the game too much. I enjoyed it to a degree, but I can't play it like the others. Most of the other Call of Duties, I could sit on for 12 hours a day. Literally on my days off, that's what I used to do. But Black Ops 4, nah, no chance. Very excited for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I know a lot of people are looking at the title and thinking to themselves, oh, it looks like a lazy attempt, but I don't. I think the fact that it's a soft reboot and the fact that they've called it Modern Warfare, it's going to take us back to those days when Call of Duty was at its absolute best. And why I've made this video, because I genuinely believe that Infinity Ward are the best Call of Duty developers. Guys, if you disagree with me down in the comment section. But if you do disagree, tell me why. Also, if you agree, tell me why. Like the video, dislike the video if you disagree. That's only fair. No but hurt from me. You know what I'm like. I don't get hurt feelings that easily, guys. You're all entitled to your opinions. That's what makes us human. But guys, there are many buttons you can hit. The like and subscribe button. I hope they tickle your fancy. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.